What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're brand new here, please go down below, hit that subscribe button for me. But today we're actually going to do a product installation and review. It's been a little bit since I've done kind of a product review installation video, because I just don't accept everything that people want to send me anymore. I used to when I was starting the channel fresh and kind of trying to grow the channel and just kind of do anything and everything that people send to me. Just accept invitations to review pretty much anything and that they were going to send me, but now I've gotten really picky, and I will only do good quality products that'll work well and something that I actually want to use. I don't want to be the guy that puts something in their truck and does a video, a review on it, and immediately takes it out because really couldn't care less about the product. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to do product reviews on stuff that I believe that would be beneficial to you guys as well. It's actually just going to be another LED light. It's actually going to be another set of LED headlights. But before you guys roast me on the whole thing about LED headlights, I know exactly what most people are saying. If you go to like the retrofitter forums or whatever, everybody's just instantly shooting down LED headlights, which I understand if you don't know exactly what you're doing with the lights or how to install them, how to aim them, how to adjust them properly. I get it. I understand. I've seen it before a gajillion times on trucks. People just throw their LED bulbs in and not really care about what's going on around them, not really care about the people that they're blinding in front of them. I've had a few different brands of bulbs currently running aux beam bulbs in the truck. They're not the best in the world, but I've definitely had much worse. Considering you can go on eBay or Amazon, pay $30, get you a set of bulbs, and just throw them in pretty much any vehicle. Whereas most of the traditional style bulbs you buy on eBay or Amazon, they're just going to throw light everywhere, and people will just put them in their housings. They'll just be a big mess of light. Honestly, kind of like my headlights are right now, but it is what it is. I don't do a whole lot of night driving, and I just want lights that are going to match the rest of my LEDs in color, and I just something that's going to be in there. Like I said, I don't use them very often. I really don't do a whole lot of night driving in this truck, so I really don't have a huge problem. Now, a little while back, this company called Boslla contacted me through email asking me if I wanted to test their color changing LED light bulbs. And if somebody tells me color changing, I just pretty much automatically thought it was going to be like an RGB, color changing light, and I really wasn't too hyped about it. I didn't really care. But they emailed me a second time and told me about these lights, which are a different style of color changing lights. I have not seen this kind on the market from anybody else. And again, it's an LED bulb. You can go find LED bulbs anywhere, but this is completely something different. This is actually a 4-color LED, and you get your 65 Kelvin white, and then you can flick them over to a warm yellow. Then you can flick them over to a 3000 Kelvin yellow, and that actually has a warning flash pattern in the light built in as well. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take these guys out, put them in place of my aux beams, and we're going to see how they compare. These are the Bullet series bulbs. I think they run about 65 bucks on their website, not 100% sure. And here's the bulb itself. Looks pretty much like any other LED bulb. Might be a little bit smaller, and you can see that we've got the two different color chips. We've got the white color chip and we've got the yellow color chip, and definitely interested in seeing what these do when we get them into the headlight. You've got your plug down here, which is separate from the driver, so you have to plug that in yourself, which is also interesting. And of course, you've got the small fan on the back of the bulb to help keep it cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the passenger side low beam out of the housing, and we're going to replace it with this bulb. So on our trucks here, we just take these little deals out with a small socket, and you should be able to slide your headlight out very carefully as not to scratch up your paint on your grill. And this gives you access to your headlight bulbs. As you see here, I've got the aux beam F16 LEDs currently installed into these housings right now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to twist this out. Try to do that with one hand the best I can, and then we'll unplug that from the harness. And now we've got that unplugged and everything. We'll go ahead and take our new LED, line up our tabs the best we can, and we want to get the, with LEDs, you always want to have them in your housing with your chips facing side to side. You never want them up and down. You want them side to side. That way the reflector actually can reflect the color, the light out, instead of just kind of scatter it everywhere. So just like that, we've got our bulb placed in there into the housing with the chips facing side to side. Then we will take the driver and plug that into the bulb itself. And once you get your driver plugged in, you go ahead and screw on that little fitting that keeps it sealed up, and plug your driver back into your factory harness, and we will slide our headlight back in and we'll test this and see what this does. Okay, so we've got the Boslla light on the passenger side of the truck. We've got the aux beam light still plugged in here. Here's the beam of the Boslla light on that side versus the aux beam light. And looks like the beam is a little bit more concentrated than the aux beam, kind of just being spread out everywhere. The beam on this light's got a little bit more concentration. So yeah, there's that. Let's go ahead and see if we can play with the color settings. Now it says on the instructions you should just be able to flick the switch on and off, or off and on, and well, if you do, as long as you do it within 5 seconds, you should be able to switch the color of the light. So let's go ahead and watch that passenger side light. There's yellow. There's the warning flash, which is just like if you put your hazards on. So that's pretty interesting. Turn it back off. Then you've got your white. So you've got white, a little more yellow, pure yellow, hazard. So you have that effect when you put your hazard lights on with these, which is, it's pretty interesting. I mean, that should catch people's attention, I guess, if you're on the side of the road and you've got an issue or something. But I mean, as far as like the glare compared to the other LEDs, it's not as bad. It seems to be, like I said, a little bit more concentrated into one area. Of course, we'll have to make sure we test it in the dark, obviously. But you know, I mean, it's pretty cool light. We're gonna go ahead and wait for it to get dark this evening. Then we're gonna go ahead and take the truck out for a little drive. We're gonna see how it performs on both the color settings, the yellow and just the regular white. What's a headlight review if you don't have a nighttime driving video? But as far as like the quality of the bulbs and the ease of installation and just the size and how quiet they are, the fans are when you run them, it's actually really nice. And it'll be good to see how they do in the dark. So we will take these out at night and see what happens. Okay, here is a nighttime look at these headlights. I had to switch over to my phone. My SD card ran out of memory on my camera, so there's that. But this is just normal driving. I mean, it's, you know, pretty decently lit street, but I can definitely say the output is just it's a little bit better than the aux beam. It's not as scattered everywhere. It seems to be kind of more directed and focused in one straight pattern on the ground. My headlights definitely do need adjusted, probably side to side, to spread the pattern out just a little bit more. But this is just the regular white. You know, of course, I'm just going to drive around with the regular white, you know, for the most part. But we'll switch it over to yellow as soon as I get down this back road here. All right, we'll switch it over to the whitish yellow. So we've got that. It appears a lot brighter on the camera than it does in real life. So that's not too bad either. Then we've got regular yellow. And I could see this probably working pretty good for like a foggy day or snow. Well, of course we got the flashing, but then regular white. So honestly, not horrible. I expected I expected a little bit more scatter, but compared to the other lights I had, I would say it's an improvement. But as I said in the beginning of the video, most LED lights are just gonna throw light everywhere, and there's not a lot of brands that really go for the output as much as they do the amount of lumens and the brightness of their headlights. You'll go looking around and a lot of people will be talking up their brightness and how each headlight has 6,000 lumens of light, giving you a total of 12,000 lumens or more on your headlights. And that's not what everybody's after. That's not what you're supposed to be after on headlights. You want to be able to see the ground, see what's in front of you. I am decently pleased with the little bit of cutoff that it has. It's definitely nothing like you'd get in a projector light or something like that, or a retrofit, of course, but it does have a nice little line. Instead of just being shot everywhere, it has a decent little line. So I can say that I'm pretty happy with these bulbs, and I could recommend them if you want to stick a pair of those in your car or truck, or especially that flashing yellow function. I mean, it's pretty cool to have that flashing yellow pattern for that way. If you work construction, or if you're on the side of the road, especially in the dark, I mean, people are gonna see this. You can't miss that at all. You guys might not be able to hear me too well, but here's an example of using these headlights in a pretty rainy situation. Coming down pretty hard right now. I've got them set to the second mode, which is partial white, partial yellow, and it's actually helping a lot cut through the heavy rain. So kind of surprised me on how much of a difference it makes, where you don't have your white LEDs bouncing off all the raindrops, bouncing off the all the mist from the other cars, and these yellow actually does a really good job about cutting through it all. So actually pretty impressed and surprised with these headlights. Okay, rain's coming down a little bit harder now. Switched over to the pure yellow, and as you can see, cuts down to the ground fairly well. It's a little bit more high definition in the camera. It doesn't look like that on the screen in real life, but you can see the lines on the ground. You can see where you're going, and honestly, a big help. Versus just regular LEDs. When it rains around here with the LEDs, I have trouble seeing the lines on the road to stay where I am at and to see what lane I'm in. So it's actually really helpful to have the yellow function on these lights to help cut through all the rain, the mist, the fog, whatever's out there, and allows you to see where you're going on the road. All right, we've got some footage of driving at nighttime. We've got some footage of driving in the rain. I could definitely say the yellow function is extremely helpful in rainy conditions. It's going to be good for those of you who live up north, have some snowy weather, have a lot of rain, and I think it's going to be helpful for my situation. The output is a lot better, I can say, than the other headlights that I had. These ones, they aren't on the cheapest end of the spectrum, but honestly, when it comes to lights and it comes to stuff like that, you always pretty much just get what you pay for. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link them down below on my Amazon store, and that way you guys can go and check it out. And if you're interested in purchasing these lights, you can purchase them for yourself. So definitely check it out and get whatever fits on your vehicle. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully it helped you out and gave you some insight on what this product can do. If you're new to the channel, please consider going down there, hit that red subscribe button for me, smash the like button on this video. Still working our way up to 10,000 followers on YouTube, or 10,000 subscribers, to give away a set of Boost Auto Parts tow mirrors, and I definitely cannot wait for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all in the next video.